Hi, I'm Melody. Welcome to my channel Making Melody Crafts, and welcome back to our alphabet series. We're going to be having fun with fabric for the letter F. So hit that subscribe button and we'll get started. We are down at the craft table now and ready to have fun with fabric. We're going to be using a die cutter today. I have my Sizzix Big Shot, and then we're going to be using some fabric, and we're going to make something on a card with fabric. That's right, putting fabric on a card, we're doing it. So these are the different fabrics that I had chosen and just kind of, tried them out to see which one would work the best. That's my favorite, this one right here, but when I kind of did a test run with the die that we'll be using today, which is this RV die, isn't that adorable? That is from Recollections, and that's found at Michael's, and this set is called Happy Camper. It comes with the words happy and camper and some other things. But today we're just going to be using this little RV. Isn't it adorable? Look at it, even has a little window with curtains. Oh my gosh, do you love RVs? I do. I don't have one, we don't have one, but I think they're so much fun, right? That'd be fun to rent and be all together and driving along. So are you taking any road trips? Are you using an RV? That would be so cool, right? So the cardstock that I've chosen to use today is craft cardstock. So we're going to do landscape. And so now for which fabric I want to use. So I'm going to show you all the different ones that I've got here and how it came out using this die. All right, these are all of the fabrics already cut out using that little die. Aren't they just adorable? And now I have to pick. I really love this tapestry fabric. Tapestry? Do you say it tapestry or tapestry? Let me know. So you can't really see the impression of what the die looks like, of all of that detail that there is there with, the little curtains on the window and the door and the wheel and all of that. So I know for sure I don't want that one, so I'm going to rule that one out right away. Now, what do you think? Out of, the rest of these left, again, this is my absolute favorite of all the fabrics that I chose, just some fabrics I have in my stash. Most of these are super old, 10, 20 years, you know how it is, right? Do you have some old fabric around? So I thought, why not use it, right? Let's use fabric on a card for our alphabet series. So this one I do love, and you can very faintly see the door there and the curtain, but it's just not enough detail that I wanted, so I'm going to rule that one out. Now for these four left, let me get it closer so you can see them and help me decide. I love this fabric as well, and there is good detail. I don't know. This one, I think we can rule this one out right away, don't you think? Because look at that. It's really cute. That's adorable fabric. This is the fabric that I used when I made the junk journal in our Christmas in July series. Check that out if you didn't, and it's pretty fun. And yeah, that's really great, and it did work really well for that. But in this case, I'm trying to get so much detail here with this die, and this frankly just didn't cut it. It's a really lightweight, whoa, lightweight, it just fell. It's a really lightweight fabric, so I think I'm gonna let that go. Now, what do you think of these? So the red one, super cute, but again, that's a really thin, thin fabric. So I don't see, you can see some detail there. Yeah, it is a little wrinkled, I know, but yeah, not really the detail I want. So now we're down to these two. So between these two, I mean, super cool with the detail here, and it's not really showing up on camera, but let me flip that over. That's the regular side. This is corduroy, just a blue corduroy fabric, but on the back side is where the detail really seems to shine, really seems to pop. This one, I think this came out so well because of there's a little bit of extra like a sizing or something, in the fabric. So I think that's why you can see all that detail there. But let me get this to where you can see this detail better. Oh, there it is. Can you see that? I think that's it. Right, that is some pretty nice detail there. I do like that. So I think between the two, even though on camera this is really showing up, you can see all the, the detail on the windows and everything. But Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. So this one's going to drive off and we're gonna stick with this one. Now let's get down to the table and to the card. All right, so got my big shot right here on the table and I'm making a sandwich. If you're not familiar with how a die cut machine works, it has, multiple layers of different things and you want different thicknesses, right, for whatever you're cutting. Do you have one of these? Do you enjoy them? Do you have the electric kind? I actually prefer this one. It's not electric, it's just a crank handle, but I really enjoy that because it's so portable. I don't have to find an outlet. I've got lights plugged in when I'm filming. So yeah, so I really like it. So now our sandwich. So this is our cutting plate. Of course, they come super nice and perfect and shiny and clear when you get them, kind of like this piece here, but or part of that piece. But after you use it over time, it starts to look like that. It still works just fine. So I've got my fabric down there. I'm gonna get my die down there, that side down, and this will cut, but it won't really cut you. I've never found that to be a problem. And now, just because we need an extra layer is a good idea when you're using one of these little dies to cut fabric. This can cut multiple layers, but I just want to do one at a time. So I'm just going to put a little piece of cheaper cardstock on there. I don't want to use my really good Nina cardstock. That's my favorite cardstock. Do you make cards? And if you do you like the Nina cardstock? That is my favorite. It is super great. So I went one way and now I'm going to go back. I like to kind of give it 2 chances to do that cutting. And now, let's see, how did it come out? Yeah, super fun. Okay, we'll have to do just a little bit, oh, maybe not. Yep, just a little bit of trimming here. So there's our second one, and there you go. Now you can see that detail. Yes, I am not wearing my thumb sweater today. It is pretty warm, so I decided to forego that. But I'm gonna get that other one done and be right back. All right, so all those little ones are cut out. Look how adorable. They're so cute. Can you see that detail there? Right, isn't that just adorable? What is your favorite thing when you go on a vacation? What is your favorite thing to eat? Do you bring snacks? Do you stop? When I was young, we would usually bring snacks in the car and like a little cooler. I thought that was just so much fun. I just love road trips. This is the card, and now my decisions are, I want the RVs to kind of be in a little adorable little caravan kind of going across the center of the card. But we've got this paper that could kind of be the top for the sky. I thought it was really cool, and this is actually just out of a wallpaper book. So again, don't overlook those things. You never know, right, what you're going to find. And then this is kind of like the road, you know, the corrugated cardboard idea, you know, the road. Go with me, right? Right? Isn't it a thing? Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, check out A Soul's Heartbeat. She has got an amazing video about masculine cards where she uses a lot of corrugated cardboard and does amazing things with it. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, be sure to check her out because it's pretty neat. And so those could kind of go like that and something like that. And then this is the sky. So there's that option. Or we do this as the road and then like kind of like this as the sky. And these are also out of old wallpaper books. So if you're ever interested and you go to a paint store, wallpaper place, just ask them, do you have any discontinued books? And they might, you know, they might not. But if they do, then cool, right? You can, that's free paper, so kind of neat. Yeah, I don't know. So there's that one again. Get you more in frame, there we go. Or we go back to this one. I love all the gold flecks in there, isn't that beautiful? Like a little sunset or just the sun in the distance. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I just think it matches the card better because the craft color and a little bit of, you know, the flecks of brown in here I think are fun. So let's go with that one there. And then what about the bottom? So the corrugated look, that fun look. Or do we want to go for that? Kind of like the road, trying to go for that road effect on there. I know my hands do look very red. They just seem more red on camera. I don't know why that is, but they're actually not quite that red. But I do have eczema. I tried to raise eczema awareness on my channel. Let's go for that. right? It's pretty cute, and we've got something going here like the sky and the road. So I'm gonna trim that paper and then we'll see what we get. All right, the paper is all trimmed, and now this one I actually left a little bit bigger because I just want to make sure I get that right in the place that I want. But let's get gluey. So we're going to pull that off and take that off of there and just get the top one down. And I think I like where that lays there. I also kind of, you know, just edged it a little bit with some of the Stampin' Up! Creamy Caramel, this really old stamping stamp pad that I have. It's pretty neat. And now get our adhesive on there. All right, that's glued down pretty well. And again, I used my favorite, the Scotch Create glue stick. I like it. It's non-toxic and permanent. It's pretty great. Give that a roll with the brayer. That's what we've got. So that's on there really well. And let's see, I did leave a little tiny bit of an overhang, but you know, I really recommend that. If you're making cards, sometimes it's just better to have it just 1/8 of an inch, maybe even 1/4 of an inch. Too large, you can always trim it down. So that is great, I'm loving that. And then I do need space for these guys to get on here, but where do I want this to be? So we can't go too far up here. But I do want them on the road. If you have an RV or you drive RVs, where do you like to go? Where's your favorite place to go? I imagine state parks would be fun, all sorts of things, right? Oh, what about that? Is that pretty neat? Check that out. Like, so you've got your RV there, kind of on the road, if you will. And then the top of the RV is kind of, you know, against the sky in the background there. Maybe? Maybe not? What do you think? Should I do that? Or, look at them, are they so cute? Should I do that? Or, or should I have it where the road is kind of down here and then we leave the RVs a little bit of space? What would you give a card like this for? A birthday maybe? A masculine birthday? I think it's kind of cool for that. Or for a Father's Day, or just, you know, to tell somebody that you like them or you're thinking about them. Especially now when, you know, we can't be always with our loved ones whenever we want or how we want. But maybe we could just make them a card and send them something. So, yeah, that's kind of neat. I'm going to go ahead and trim that off and we're going to get that down. All right, that's what we've got now. So that is all glued down there. And yeah, I like how it is. And then there'll be a little bit of room on the bottom because I wanted there to be a little bit of space between the RV, or really I guess it's a little camper, right? But I just called it an RV. You know, between there and the road, our fake little road. I think it's kind of fun. And I went ahead and put on some little fingerless gloves. My hands were just kind of red, and you know, I know that may bother some people. So I kind of like to be, you know, considerate of that kind of thing. So let's get that glued down. So I'm going to be using the Scotch Create glue stick to glue it down, and also my Zig 2-way glue. I like that. That is a liquid glue, and oh my gosh, did the top just glue on? Okay, phew, I got it. And with this, you depress on that, you know, as you're using it, and then it will, you know, flow out, and it just fills that like a felt tip on there. So let's get it glued down. So I'm actually going to be using not the, you know, regular side of the corduroy, not the rib side, but the side that I want up is the other side, because it just, you know, came out really well that way. So I'm going to get that on there, and you know, you'd be surprised, this glue, even though it's, you know, you think, well, you can just use that on paper. Oh no, it's quite amazing even on a fabric. That's what I've used on my junk journal, and that has held really well. I also repaired a journal of my husband's, and that held well also. So that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna go with, this is always the scary part, right? Why am I scared? Oh gosh, putting down that first piece. I don't want to mess up my card. So I think, let's see where this one is going to wind up, and then this one as well, just so I have an idea of where to put this guy. And now I'm looking for the middle of the card, 3.5, so that's about the middle, because this is 7 inches wide since I'm doing it in the landscape way. I think that's cute there. Zoom you in a little bit so that you can see a little bit better here. There we go. And now we just have the other 2 to do to glue down. Sorry, I'm a little out of frame there, just getting glue onto this piece. So now I'm gonna get the other one down and I'll be right back. All right, so those are all glued down there. I just love it. They're so adorable. I did wind up, even though I did put this one in the center, I did wind up with this one a little far over, but you know what? I was gonna trim it down, but I just kind of like it like that. I think it looks super cute. But if you do something like that, do you trim down your card? You know, that's totally okay to do. Yeah, it wouldn't be perfectly 5 by 7, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun. If you did have fun or learned something, please subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. Catch you later.